Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to TMNT, other Strangeness, the Stump Gang, second colon, the long road. So, once a month, we get together. We play a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Palladium system. Right now, we are running a heavily modified Truckin' Turtles supplement for our group. I urge everybody to go back and check out the stuff that we have done before, because I think this is episode 13 at this point. But before I get into the recap, I'm not alone. I have a wonderful group of players that helps me do this, helps me live out my dream of creating a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles storyline. And those people are, in no particular order, below me, the Buildmaster General, Philbilly330, playing Roswell the Alligator.
What's up, guys?
Then our partner in all things tabletop role-playing game. The reason that my show has been infested with tabletop RPGs. Wizard's Rest by Ash, playing Tex the Armadillo.
Howdy, folks.
And finally, last but most certainly not least, Hope Child, playing Ruby the Sparrow. Say that again.
Hey, guys.
Okay, I was afraid that we had just lost sound. Now that we were streaming, we've lost sound. That would have been perfect. Like, we're 20 minutes late starting the stream, and then nobody's got sound. That would have been the win right there. So we're playing the Stump Gang. Boom! So, where were we in the storyline? Well, here's where we were. We had dealt with Braddock and all of his group 2 sessions ago. They had mended and gotten back on the road, gotten back into the swing of things. However, Barbie is still out there with her fashion ninjas, and she basically convinced 2 vigilante mutants near Indianapolis, the Road Dogs, that our heroes were bad guys. It was easy to convince them. After all, our heroes have been involved in a lot of road-related crime. Not because they started it, but they have been. So the Road Dogs went after them. Barbie engineered kind of an interaction that made it look like they were being bad, but when in actuality they were being attacked. The Road Dogs showed up. There was a fight. Our Road Dog characters are T-Bone, who is a large, I think he was a Rottweiler, if I recall correctly.
I think so.
I got him right here. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not T-Bone. Ribeye. He was a Rottweiler. It was a steak, different steak. Ribeye was a big Rottweiler. And then Blade was a Husky. And these 2 are the Road Dogs, not in any way, shape, or form copied off any original Hanna-Barbera properties. And they basically live in a junkyard. Their owner died after they mutated. They basically built a car, like a badass vigilante fighting crime car. And they police the roads of Indianapolis and around. So they came after him. Big fight. Ribeye ended up on top of the truck, our favorite place in this storyline to have fights. And Roswell went up with Aubrey. They had a scrap, which was interesting because Roswell didn't really want to kill him. So he just kept grappling with him to keep him from doing anything, which was just like, so Ribeye couldn't really get an attack in, but wasn't getting hurt. So they were just at this weird impasse. Meanwhile, Tex had an absolute banger of a shootout and then ended up in the car with the Husky and having like a close combat fight in the car, if I recall correctly. I'm not exactly sure how you ended up in the car. I think your bike got fucked up, if I recall correctly, as well. Nonetheless, all of that went down, but we finally found out that, so the Stump Gang, they're these 3 orphan girls that were adopted by the evil General Braddock, experimented on because they are what is called mutagen resistant. So they are humans that don't mutate when exposed to mutagen. Instead, they gain weird superpowers. We know that Aubrey's is the super strength. We know that Stella's is the heightened intelligence. But we never knew what Lyla's was. Lyla hated the idea of cute doggies fighting her friends. So she decided to finally show her power, taking a quick swig of the mutagen swamp water. She then thought happy thoughts, and everybody started laughing. Everybody. And that is where we left off. We left off there. And that is where we will pick up. So the control is going to drop to 20 because none of you have any control right now at all. You're all just real giggly. And then we are going to go ahead and, really quick, anybody watching, play with a couple homebrew rules. I use control. I do this with the stats in order to have stat rolls because I don't like that Palladium is only skill-based. I also do some other weird kind of stuff, but for the most part, that's why you see a control on your screen right now. That number, the higher the number, the better. The lower the number, the worse, and it represents how in control everybody is of the situation. So, with that control of 20, I want everybody to give me an endurance check. Oh, I gotta get the music up. What am I doing?
I got a 17.
Okay, good roll.
28.
You want low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 73.
You gotta say. Okay.
That's less than ideal.
That is way less than ideal. All right, so 28-17. Did you guys pass though?
Yeah, I passed.
Okay. All right. I know the 17 passed because that's under control. But I wasn't sure about the 28. Okay, so we will start with. We'll actually start with Ruby because Ruby was driving the truck. Were you driving the truck? No.
No, I was
No,
on the
Bert's
top.
driving.
Bert's driving.
Yeah, Bert's driving.
Okay.
I was on the top with Roswell
Yeah.
because I was shooting at the car.
Yeah. She was shooting at the car that
Yeah,
was.
but I thought you were shooting at the car from the window of the passenger side.
I had climbed. Me and Roswell climbed up at the same time.
Yeah. She just didn't start. I was attacking what's his ribeye. And I remember while I had him wrapped up, Aubrey would smack him in the head with a baseball bat.
I remember that. She kept like shrugging and hitting him with it. Okay.
I was trying to get the person in the car.
Yep.
All right. Ruby, you saw all of the weird happenings between Tex and well, no, because the glass is tinted, so you didn't see inside. And I remember you kept shooting at the engine block, which wasn't doing anything. Okay. All right. So you see that car kind of swerve off, and then all of a sudden you start to giggle. You just think this situation is incredibly funny. You can't control yourself. You don't know why, but like this weird Tweety bird laugh just starts coming out of you, and you can't stop it. You know it's not funny in the back of your head, but this is hysterical. This is hysterical. You don't know why, what's funny about this situation, but it is really hysterical. You pass your endurance test, so you don't like go tumbling off the truck, but the entire truck starts to swerve a little because, unfortunately for Lyla's power, it affects everybody. It is not a focused thing. So Bert, in the driver's side, starts to giggle uncontrollably, just kind of and just starts laughing it up. And we see that he's trying to control the truck through the laughter, and just like it's like a Joker scene, like he's just behind it like and he can't quite get it, and we start to swerve. So Ruby, go ahead and give me well, do you Do you have any acrobatic skill?
Hold on. No, I don't have acrobatic. I only have athletes.
Okay. All right. Well, then what I want you to do is I want you to give me a physical prowess check, but the control is a 10 for you. So it's your physical prowess plus 10. And then a D100. You remember that, right? Not a D20.
Oh, yeah.
D100. And you're trying to roll under that.
All right, and then I got a 35. No.
So that's a miss, I'm assuming, from the no.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Roswell, I want you to do the same.
Oh no. Yeah, I did not get it.
Okay. All right. So you wait. I got to roll for Ribeye, who is also laughing uncontrollably. Shit. Where's my d6? Sorry, everybody just heard that in a mic. It's unprofessional. So
brings the tactile sensation to the pod.
Right. All right. So Ribeye is at a PP. Does he have acrobatics? He does not. So it's PP 14. He's at the same control, so that'd be a 24. Okay. And then finally Aubrey. Ooh, that's the wrong kind of song for this. All right, so finally Aubrey. Where we got Aubrey? There we are. Aubrey's got PP 18. She's got athletics, but no acrobatics. No. Okay. All right. So the whole truck starts to squirm. You can tell he's like kind of like pumping the brakes, trying to get it to stop. He is a practiced truck driver, so even though his situation is impaired, he still just on instinct kind of knows how to stop the truck in an emergency way without jackknifing it. But still, there's a lot of swerving and a lot of squealing tires, and you guys just go like flopping off the side, giggling. You have no control over it. What's funny, Roswell, is as you're kind of like tumbling over, Aubrey runs over, reaches out her hand and grabs you like she's gonna be strong enough to somehow like stop your fall, and just gets yanked right off the back of the whoops, and just goes right with you, which makes her laugh harder somehow as you guys like start to fall. All right, you guys are gonna hit the ground, and I'm gonna roll some damage.
I
think that should be good. All right, so you guys are going to take 8 points of damage as you guys just like collide to the ground. And just like hit the asphalt, just roll in different ways and position. A couple of feathers come off Ruby as she like through the ground. Ribeye takes the same amount of damage as he collides to the ground, and yeah, you guys are all still laughing uncontrollably. Tex. God, I wish I remembered the exact position you were in when we ended.
Weren't we in like a standoff between Tex and...
I think like you both had guns at each other's face or something like that. Well, he didn't have a gun. I don't think he had a gun. I think he had like a knife at your throat or something. But you start laughing uncontrollably to the point where you drop your gun. You failed your endurance check. You have no control over your anything. You're just like done. You're just giggling in this car as the husky starts to kind of like laughing next to you. Actually, I'm gonna make a quick endurance check for him just to see if he can hold it together. He's also just laughing uncontrollably in the center of the road. At this point, though, the entire car is just like, you realize that like people on the road are starting to drive into the cone of laughter, basically, and it's causing issues. So like a car behind you just kind of like hits this kind of imaginary line and just starts to swerve, and then just nails the back end of the road dog car. So really quickly, yeah, I don't know. I think you just take damage at this point. So you get nailed from the back end. The entire car like spins around and ends up slamming side first into the berm on the side while you guys are giggling. That car kind of like irks to a stop, and you can kind of hear some laughter from them. At this point, another car kind of like hits it and starts to swerve. So I'm gonna make an attack roll at Roswell and Ruby. Orange for Ruby. Give the car. Alright, so for Ruby, it is going to be an 18. For Roswell, it is going to be a 17.
I got a 19.
Sweet. So you managed to dodge, even through your laughter.
I have a 13.
Oof. Okay. All right. So you're gonna get hit by a moving car. So.
Oh.
You're fine. You're a mutant. You can take it.
She's a bird.
No, my SDC is pretty low.
I was about to say she's good at stuff, but I don't think damage is taking damage is one of them.
I don't know why I thought you were a tank.
No, she's not a tank.
My SDC is not very high, but my hit points are pretty high.
Oh, okay.
Whew. Okay, Ruby takes
I don't like that.
13 points of damage more.
No, I'm at my SDC is at like nothing.
You kind of try and get up off the fall, like laughing, kind of trying to move towards the side of the road, and you just hear the squeal as a car flies through and just slams into you. You end up kind of flipping end over end, some more feathers in the air, and slamming to the road. That one hurts, and you have no idea why you still find that so goddamn funny. However, you getting hit is enough noise to kind of signal Roswell, who sees the car coming and is able to dive out of the way even through his laughter. You end up off the road on the shoulder at this point as that car skids by. I want everybody to give me another endurance check. Control of 20.
I'm 15. I actually got that.
Okay.
Another fail for me.
No, I got 12. So yeah, I should be good.
Okay. All right, Ruby, you pull yourself together. You kind of you're just still laughing so hard, like it's starting to hurt in your chest. It's starting to like hurt on your face. But everything's starting to hurt because of the getting hit by a car thing. But you manage to get back to your feet and kind of run to the side and kind of dive off the road. At this point, inside the cab, we see like Stella and Bert are just laughing so hard. And then Stella just kind of like looks at Lyla with like fear in her eyes. And it's like, you gotta stop it! You gotta stop it! Lyla's like, no, I don't want the doggies to get hurt. I don't want the doggies to get hurt. And at that point, Stella's like, I'm really sorry about this. And then she just steps in and just slaps Lyla. Like, open hand smacks her as hard as she can. At that point, all of you stop laughing and just, you are all hit with this wave of despair and betrayal. Like, absolutely, like, how could that have happened to us? Like, that's how you feel. Which doesn't make any sense, because nobody's betrayed you that you know of. But you just feel so hurt emotionally all of a sudden.
A single manly tear escapes my armadillo eye.
But you see Blade, it's like, he looks at you, and he goes, "What is happening to us?"
It's called feelings, brother.
Why are we having them? I didn't think anything was funny. And now all I want to do is crawl into the back seat and cry.
I put a hand on his shoulder and just... Me too.
At this point...
Meanwhile...
Okay, so go ahead, Roswell.
Meanwhile, I'm on the ground, like, laying next to Ribeye, and I'm like, you really need to watch the podcast, man. I'm telling you. The government has these frequencies, they fuck with our emotions. They let them out via satellite, distributing. They can target. It's a mess. You really need to pay attention. Open your eyes, man. It's not you fighting me. It's us against the world.
Ribeye gets up, and he looks at you, and he goes, "Oh, what are you doing to me? What are you people doing to me?" And he steps away from you in fear. It's at that point that another truck, like, hits the wall of whatever, and swerves again, and starts to head towards Ribeye. But he's too focused on you and the chaos that's going on. What do you do?
I'm trying to think what I'd say. It's the feds, Ribeye! Dive out of the way!
He is not seeing it. In a split second, he's about to be roadkill.
I'll try to tackle him and, like, is it a semi-truck?
Yeah.
I'll try to tackle him to
it's
the
more
ground.
like just like a big, like your truck in real life. Just like a big truck. Not a commercial vehicle.
I'll try to tackle him out of the way. Yeah, if I don't kill myself in the process.
Yeah, kill yourself. Oh, yes. Okay. Go ahead and give me we're gonna do physical prowess for that. And yeah, your controls are 20.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. You dive for him, but your dive is too late. Like, your sadness, the laughter, everything, like, you get up and you dive for him to get him. He sees you diving for him, and, like, almost in that split second, he realizes there's danger, and out of his peripheral, he turns just in time for both of you to absolutely get broadsided by this Dodge Ram. Just fucking annihilated. And I'm going to roll up some damage. For
This
you
is
guys.
a brutal game.
Good thing I'm a tank.
Yes. Very good thing. 4, 9, 15. 18 points of damage.
Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's rough.
Ribeye is also a tank. The truck regrets its decisions.
Yeah, that truck would probably go end over end.
Listen, that hit would have taken most of my SDC. It would have been bad.
All right, so the truck slams into you guys. The entire, like, front end kind of, like, implodes a little bit. But there's nothing behind you guys, and you guys aren't anchored. You're kind of in midair almost. So you guys are hurled backwards. the truck itself kind of swerves a little and slams into the berm, while you guys just hit the ground and roll in kind of like a ball. And you end up both coming to a stop, with your arms still like locked around him, just out of instinct. And you hear him just go, "Would you please stop hugging me?" but you guys are outside. You guys have been thrown outside the kind of wall of emotions. So all of a sudden that betrayal, any laughter, all of that is gone. You don't know what's doing it, but you've kind of lost that. Everybody's like, "The hell was that?"
I let him go. No homo, man. I'm telling you. It's the government.
I like no homo from an alligator to a dog. That was so far past homo at that point. All right. He looks at you.
They're trying to use us to the ends justify the means type thing. They're trying to use us as middlemen.
He's like, "Well, I gotta help these people. I'm gonna have to go back into whatever that is. It's definitely centered around. It seems to be centered around your truck, though." He looks
I got no idea.
He looks at you and goes, "Look, I might have been wrong about you guys, but
You were.
you obviously saved me. But I gotta help these people. It's what I do. Are you with me?"
I thought that's what I did. Trying to save every man, woman, and child. I'm with you, brother.
He goes like this, "Well, let's do it together then." And he literally puts his giant Rottweiler arm out for the predator, the predator arm shake.
That's awesome.
And I do it and give the camera a cheesy 80 movies action stare.
Yes. All right,
You guys are just like muscles are all like.
I try to like grab and pull them in for dominance.
Yeah. So you guys, I'm actually gonna like bump the control back up to 30 for you guys. So you rush back into the zone to try and like mitigate the chaos, because like 2 or 3 more cars have just like collided now. It's become a pileup. Thankfully, the zone of emotion doesn't go far enough to where like the wreck has started to kind of block, like people can see it, so people are stopping well before they get stuck in the emotional well. But again, you guys both run in and you run right into the emotion well, and you feel that sense of betrayal again. Although now it's turning into anger, like white hot anger. But you actually see in front of you one of the cars has flipped over, and the engine itself, the bottom of it has started on fire. And there is a man in the driver's side and a woman in the passenger side, who look to be unconscious. And Rottweiler just points at him. Ribeye just points at him and goes, "You want passenger or driver?"
Which side am I on?
The
Closest to.
You're closest to the driver.
I just try to, without answering, like, instead of even trying to open the door, I just try to rip it off.
Nice. All right, so you run to the driver's side, you grab the door to try and rip it off. Rottweiler actually does this, like, cool, he rushes at it, then does, like, a baseball slide under the hood to get to the other side. Go ahead and give me a, that's going to be physical strength check, I think. Actually, bodybuilding. Do you have the bodybuilding skill?
Actually, yes, I do.
I was about to say, I think you do. So,
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, bodybuilding is the extra stuff. So, yeah, we're going to do a physical strength check. Control of 30, so physical strength plus control 30.
Oh, 39. I'm actually got it.
he gets his as well too. So you guys both rip off the doors almost in unison. Like your door comes off, then his door comes off. You guys are able to pull the people free. As you guys start to pull the people free, the car starts to spark and explode. Give me a physical prowess check.
$16.
Nice. So you actually see it starting to spark. You have enough time to warm Ribeye as you grab the guy and kind of leap over the center berm. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like a 4-laner, you know? So there's that center concrete berm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you kind of leap over that as the car just like, boom, explodes. This huge explosion, just this shockwave rocks everybody. It's at this point I want... you to actually, Ruby, give me a physical prowess check, and yeah, we'll do that first.
I got it.
Yay! Need a good. This will do for now. So the car explodes, and just pieces of shrapnel are sent flying throughout the entire the wrecks everywhere. You see one piece of metal just slam, like an axle just slam right into the windshield of another car, almost taking out the driver. You see a bunch of pieces of shrapnel just like hit the car, like pop, 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 and then you see a door flying at you. You manage to duck as it just discuses over your head and out into the kind of like the brush off the side of the road, basically. However, Ruby, you do get to see kind of off to the side of the road on the that side, because you're on the shoulder side of your side of the road, okay? And then there's just kind of like a long, you know how a lot of roads have that long kind of dip off the highway, you know?
Right, yeah.
You actually see one of the cars in the pileup has been hit a bunch of times and is slowly starting to slide kind of off that edge. And it's maybe a couple of seconds from going into a roll. And you see that there is an old man just kind of sitting in the driver's side, completely knocked out from being hit. I do want to say all of you have stopped feeling the emotions now. The emotions go away as soon as the explosion happens.
I'm going to use my glide to try and kind of get myself down to him to try and maybe see if I can get him out of the car before it goes into that roll.
Okay, well, you're on the same level of him right now. You're not above him.
Okay, so is he like right across from me then?
Yeah. So like he's in a straight line from you. Basically to your, let's say to your left is the kind of like off the berm kind of hill going down into the brush. And he's basically on that berm in front of you on that shoulder, but his two wheels are kind of off the side and he's about to start rolling down the trench basically. Okay,
gotcha. So can I use my athletics to see if I can very quickly get my feet going?
Definitely, do it.
Maybe the water then. Okay, so I got it.
You got it?
Yes.
All right, so you just start to just sprint.
Below 60 and I got a 46.
All right, you just start to sprint just as fast as you can. And you just get that speed going. And you end up hitting, you get to the side of his car real fast. It's no problem. This whole car is starting to kind of slide down the hill. You're able to pull the door open, but I will need a physical strength check to actually pull him out of the car because he is much bigger than you. I mean, even as an old man, you're kind of a small bird. If I recall correctly, you only stand like 4 feet tall, something like that.
Yeah, I'm 4'4". Yeah. So I did get it. I got it. I needed to be below a 34, and I got an 11.
All about them rolls. All right, so you grab him by the arm. You kind of pull. You kind of almost. You put both of your kind of like talons on the ground and just yank as hard as you can. And then you realize he's still buckled in. And you're like, shit! And you run down. You hit the buckle just in time as the entire car starts to slide. You pull him free. He ends up landing on the shoulder next to you as this car does like 4 or 5 flattening rolls down the hill into the trench.
Hi. So I'm gonna really quickly like bring up my wing that I have a little bit of to kind of cover my face so I don't like really scare him as much as I possibly can, even though I'm
He's
a beautiful
unconscious.
bird. Okay.
Yeah, he was unconscious. He would have probably been okay from that roll if he was conscious and able to duck, but like because he was unconscious, he would have just like rolled right into that basically.
So I'm going to try and use my talus as well as I'm going to try and pull it onto him and try and climb back up to the top of where we're at.
Okay. All right. So Wiz, at this point, Blade, both of you finally get your shit together. In his car, you finally get your shit together. He's like, "Oh, I don't know what that was, but I gotta help these people." And then he's staring at you because when they got hit from the backside, it flipped the car, so it slid the car to a spin so that his driver's side is against the concrete berm in the center of the road. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he can't get out. So he's just looking at you like, please move.
I open the door and get out and just turn to him and say, "Well, get at it, varmint."
He climbs out. As soon as he climbs out, we see one final wait, hold on. No, as soon as he gets out, he starts to move towards the cars, trying to find somebody to help, trying to get people out of the cars. What do you do?
I do the same. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for anybody. I'm a cowboy. I can't just stand here and let this happen.
Okay. You grab them. You start to help people. They're all screaming at you because you're a 4-foot armadillo guy telling them to get out. So you're not really like strengthening these people out of their cars or anything like that. But you do see that like there is a gas leak from one of the cars after the shrapnel hit. So a piece of metal like obviously punctured the gas tank and it's starting to go down. And it is starting to approach the fire from the car that exploded. But you are way too far away to do anything, and Blade is in the blast zone. What I want you to do right now is give me a mental affinity check.
Oh, the control's still 20?
30 actually.
30, okay.
You guys have, there's no longer the stuff, basically.
Okay, so it's 30, it's 37, and I made it by 2.
Okay. So at this point, you do look up, and you see that there is basically one of those trucks. It's a commercial truck, but not like a semi-truck. It's got like a flatbed, but like an open flatbed with like a framing. And you see just like kind of barrels of like water, basically like coolant in it. That is near the fire that is catching towards the car.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot the barrels.
Yeah, baby. All right.
I'm gonna try and hit those barrels and douse that flame.
Do it. All right. So you whip out your gun. You take aim with a precision shot. Go ahead and just give me an attack roll. Tell me what you get.
Okay. I got a 14 on my first attack, and a 21 on my second.
Okay. All right. So you boom, boom. Both shots connect with the barrel. Water starts to spray out, and it ends up just as the fire is about to get towards that car, and Blade like spins around when he hears the gunshots, like worried you're about to shoot him in the back, but boom, boom into the barrel. The water ends up hitting the gas just before the fire gets to it, and you can see that the fire almost like hits the water and kind of catches to some of the gas as it's being washed away, but then kind of like, you know what I mean? Like almost like floats a little and then goes out. And sure enough, you've stopped it. You still need to get to the kid before the water in the barrel runs out, because then you're still going to have problems.
Okay, yeah. To the kid. So you said there's a kid there?
Yeah, there's a kid still in the car. He was rescuing the mother. She's knocked out. He's got her over his shoulder. He couldn't get the kid.
All right, yeah, I'll make a beeline for that kid.
All right, you kind of jump over the car with your couple of seconds. Blade kind of nods at you, and then he runs for the berm with the mother. You get to the kid. You throw the door open. The kid's just kind of like looking at you. The kid is very much in shock, so it's not crying. Like it has tears in its eyes, bloodshot eyes, wide eyes, but it's not crying. It just doesn't even know how to cry right now with this situation going on. However, you then look down and it's in a kid seat, and you're just like, how the hell do I get this kid out of here? So go ahead and give me, as a dad, I'm going to make you go ahead and give me an intelligence control check to figure out, actually, if you have mechanics or anything like that, I'll allow it, to figure out how to get the kid quickly out of the car seat.
Do I have anything
I think Phil can back me up on this one.
Ooh, I got escape artist and pickpocket.
That'll work.
Out of all of those, one of those has got to work.
I'll take escape artist.
Okay. Yes, and I got it. I rolled a 5.
So for a second, like it's like that scene where like numbers are floating around you from like a Beautiful Mind scene, just like, and then you're like, okay, and then you click it, you pull the arm out, you pull the arm out, you pull it down, you grab the kid, you throw the kid over the shoulder, you run away. A couple of minutes later, the car explodes. But at that point, it seems like the explosions are done. You guys can hear ambulances in the distance. You get over to the berm, and the husky just kind of looks at you. He looks at you and goes, I don't know what that was, but I think we were wrong about you. He pulls out, he pulls kind of like out of one of his SWAT pockets, surprisingly a business card, and hands it to you. And he goes, tell your people to meet me there. I'm sorry, tell your people to meet us there. We'll figure this out.
I look at the card and read it. What does it say?
It says, never named the fucking junkyard. Of all the things that I prepared for this game, I never named the junkyard. So I'm just gonna call it the Born of Steel junkyard, and then it's got an address.
I look up at him and I'm like, I really hope you have some motorcycles there. And I walk off.
Okay, so he runs towards the car. We switch over to Roswell with Ribeye. You guys have rescued some people. He looks at you and goes, I hope we get to do this again. Not the hugging part. And then he turns and runs back towards the road dog mobile. They both get inside the car. They pull it. They pull off. Bert is kind of motioning at you guys to come on. I'm guessing you guys get in the truck?
Yeah.
All right, you guys climb onto the truck, get in the truck. Ruby, you do the same, I'm assuming?
As I climb in, I yell, "Conspiracy of life."
Just to the people. Just conspiracy of life.
And my motorcycle's like gone now, right? It just got crunched up by this.
Yeah, it's gone.
Accident.
I would like to find a way to save it for you, but I cannot. It is gone.
Yeah.
There is no unearthly way it survived that.
Oh, Marina.
Marine. So yeah, so you guys pull away in the truck, and sure enough, you get away before any cops or ambulance. Well, the ambulance was first on the scene, but no cops are chasing you. They're dealing with the chaos of what was going on. Who gets into the cab? Who gets on the truck? What's the situation?
I'm getting in the cab because I'm pretty injured.
Ruby's pretty fucked up.
You mean on the truck, like on the roof?
Or just like on the side, whatever, like to get away. Like, who's the first person in the cab? Let me put it that way.
I'm going first because I'm
Okay.
pretty melee damage.
I'd probably be last because I'm like hanging off the side promoting my podcast.
Okay. Lyla, what you see inside is Bert like kind of like blinking harshly at the road, and trying to get the semi out of there as fast as possible. But you see just behind the seat, Stella over Lyla, who is unconscious.
What in tarnation is going on here?
Bert kind of looks at you and then looks back at Stella and goes, "Yeah, I'd like to know that too, but I think we need to get out of here first." And then you guys kind of squeal away.
As I swing in, I'd probably be panicking about Goddess being down.
Stella just kind of looks up at you and goes, "She's okay. She's okay. She's just, it's a lot of stress for her. That's all. All of us get really tired afterwards. She's younger. It makes her pass out."
I've had her procure a bounty for me before. It never did this to her. I feel terrible.
Stella kind of looks at you and then touches your arm and goes, "Roswell, trust me, she will be okay. And she will be getting you bounties again soon. I promise. This is different."
You better be right.
Okay. So you guys kind of pull away. You get to a safe distance, and then he finds a rest stop, basically, and kind of pulls into it so that you guys can all kind of gather yourselves, maybe do some bandaging, that sort of thing. Stella starts to do her rounds because she's the one with the medical skills. Lila's still out cold, sleeping, not knocked out, but sleeping. And Bert's just kind of like looking at you like, "What was that?" Stella's like, "I'm sorry about that. Look, you saw my power and you saw Aubrey's powers when we drank the mutagen. Lyla has one too. The general called it hyperempathy. Basically, when she takes it, anything she feels, everybody feels within a 50-foot radius. And I don't know if you've met Lyla. She feels a lot." Aubrey's like, "Yeah, she is a bag of frickin' emotions."
We might just want to call that a psychic margarita.
A psychic margarita. I like that. Bert goes, "Yeah, heavy on the salt. Caused a hell of a frickin' pileup. That is dangerous, girls." Stella kind of shakes her head and goes, "I know, we don't like it when she does it. Anytime she does it, it's a last resort because it always causes so much chaos. You don't think that kind of thing would cause that much chaos, but, well, you guys were just part of it."
It's like the most powerful thing any of them can do.
Yep, she's got the big one. She's got the big bomb.
You girls are all emotions.
Aubrey's
and
like,
she can't.
Hold on just a second. You can speak for her, and maybe this one, but not me. I'm a badass. Like Roswell. Badass. B.A. Look at the horsey. Know that I'm a badass. And then Stella goes, relax. And then looks back at you guys and goes, "Lyla has the most emotions of any of us. I mean, she's 8. Of course she's got tons of emotions. And she goes through all of this constantly. So, yeah, when she takes that, I mean, just everybody feels an 8-year-old's emotions, which are always pretty intense."
Margarita.
Bert kind of looks at you guys and goes, "All right, well, at least that explains the emotion. Doesn't explain the frickin' dogs."
They seemed awfully confused during that whole encounter. They were chatting about us needing to be taken down or being some kind of danger. At least the one I was fighting was.
Yeah, they've been fed some sort of corruption from the higher-ups at the agencies. They got them all twisted up in the head. They think that they're fighting the bad guys.
Look here, one of them gave me a calling card of sorts, told me to meet up with them. I have a feeling maybe Roswell's onto something here. They might be being delivered bad information about us, and we need to decide what to do about that. Who's been spreading lies behind our backs?
There we go, Tex. I knew I liked you. You have been following up on the podcast.
I may have caught a few here or there. Don't make a big deal about this. Stay focused.
Bert just
I'll remain humble.
Bert looks at the card, and then he looks at Stella and goes, could these guys have been Braddock's? And she shakes her head. She's like, look, I'm not 100% positive. We were much more prisoners for Braddock than we were anything else, but they weren't Braddock's. Braddock's are trained or psychotic. They're not that. Aubrey's like, yeah, and they were like saving people and stuff. They seem more like frickin' superheroes.
The big one's also ridiculously soft.
Everybody turns and looks at you for like a full 2 beat. Like, what did you just say?
I'm a man of facts. I'm just pointing out the obvious, folks. Don't read in too deep on it. I'm just letting you know. Some would use the word fluffy.
They all just kind of shake their heads and look back at each other. That happened.
Good to know.
Bert looks back at you, Tex, and goes, what do you think? Do you think we should meet up with them? Maybe we can at least find out who's after us.
I think that might... They didn't seem too particularly happy about receiving information that wasn't on the up and up about us and causing such a hellstorm back there. They were quite upset about the damage done, and if they don't think that we're what they were told, they might be willing to help us track down whoever has been put in a bad word about our good name.
He looks at Ruby and Roswell and goes, what do you guys think?
I say it sounds like a thing we should probably check out, but I'm going to need a bit of time for downtime.
Bert looks at you and goes, we don't have time for downtime. If we go, we go.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty wounded. That vehicle hit me and it did a bit of a damage.
Yeah, I think all of you guys look hurt, but we can't slow down now. We've taken too much time. Stella kind of looks at you, Ruby, and goes, I'm going to bandage you up, and hopefully we can, keep you out of the field, okay?
I mean, if I gotta go, I'll go, but I'm just going to be a little bit more behind than normal.
Aubrey's like, I'd just like to point out, what if this is all a trap, and we're walking into some sort of giant psychotic fight? Because, I'm all for that, but I don't know if you guys are.
I look over at Roswell and say, then maybe the psychopath should go in first.
Come on now, Tex. I don't know what you're meaning by that. I know that's got to be some kind of joke, but I'm not following your humor. All I gotta say is, I guess it's worth the risk because from some of the stuff I've listened to and read, a good pet might be help to lift Lyla's spirits. And let's face it, neither of us are exactly what you'd call cuddly. So maybe that's just what she needs.
Are you saying that those dog mutants might be a pet? They're mutant. They're like, I just like take off my hat and throw it onto the ground and start stomping around.
Well, he's broken. But I'm telling you, I've been hearing about there's some weird thing where there's like emotional support animals and stuff. It really helps kids.
Is that what he was helping you work through out there, Roswell? Your emotions as you guys were hugging?
It wasn't a hug. It's how you save lives. Come on, Ruby.
All right, Bert's
If I wouldn't have taken you out, I would have hugged you too.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll go and see. If anything else, maybe we can glean some information on who is still after us, though I have my theories. At this point, yeah, you guys all file into the truck, head over to the junkyard. It is a very large car scrapyard, basically, but there is a complete absence of workers or motion or anything like that. There's just a front end, basically. There's just like a front workstation, and then everything is kind of gated off. But the gating is the fencing is makes it almost impossible to see inside. Like, you can see cards kind of heaping over, but it almost seems like overtly secure for a junkyard, kind of with like barbed wire around the top, and like the chain link fencing is actually planked so that you can't really see in. When you guys start to pull in, you actually see a figure kind of walk out in this kind of like full kind of like head mask, draping, hat, and overalls. As you pull up, he waves, and then he waves you guys down, and then a fence is kind of like slowly opening big enough for the truck. And then Bert just kind of like, I'm going to say right now, Ruby, since you got so messed up in the saving, you're in the back. Stella has bandaged you up, but you're basically just hanging out with Lyla, like trying to recuperate, basically. Yeah. So you're not seeing any of this. Roswell, Tex, and Bert are all in the front. Bert just kind of looks at you guys and goes, "All right, we going in?"
We come this far.
All right. He pulls the truck in, slowly, very cautiously. The semi-truck kind of moves through the gate, and then the gate closes behind you guys. One nice thing that makes you guys feel a little bit okay is, though this is kind of more secure than your average junkyard, it is still just chain link fencing, and you know Bert's heavily armored semi-truck could probably drive through it pretty freaking easily if he wanted to. But nonetheless, you're there. And then the coveralls guy comes out again, kind of like walking out, and you see him slowly kind of pull the mask away, pull the hat off, and now you see the Husky. He doesn't have the head mask, the cowl on, or the SWAT outfit. He's just in this kind of like jumpsuit zipped up with some oil stains on it and whatnot. He walks out, looks at you guys, puts a hand up. At that point, another guy in coveralls walks out, bigger guy, and you immediately know it's the Rottweiler, Ribeye. He pulls the face covering and the mask off, and it's Ribeye. At this point, they're just kind of like standing there, kind of like they're watching you guys. They've got their hands up friendly, but you could tell they're being cautious as well. And they're waiting for you guys to get out.
I look at Tex and I'm like, you ever read anything on Buffalo Bill?
On Buffalo, one or two.
He also wore people's skins as disguises. Is that what we're walking in on?
I really do not believe that these individuals are wearing dog skins. I think we're good.
Well, the people ones weren't real. How can we trust these?
But Aubrey looks up at you, Roswell, and goes, Well, you hugged him. You'd know best. Is that the same one you hugged?
Yeah, but what's under that zipper?
Bert just kind of shakes his head and goes, well, we're here. We're in the fence. Let's go talk to him.
Don't ask about the zipper. Just don't ask about the zipper.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna say told you so if it's one of those things like those Russian dolls where they just keep opening and getting smaller and smaller as you go down.
So you guys get out. Roswell's probably the last one to get out, fearing Russian doll syndrome. And the dogs just, you guys keep kind of like a 5-foot kind of like clearance between each of you as you guys kind of walk up very uneasily. Ruby, I'm going to say you limp out at this point. Like, you come to a stop, you heard them, you limp out kind of behind them so that you're not going to get fucked up if there is a fight. Right. And then you just see the Husky and Rottweiler standing there. And then the Husky kind of looks at you guys. And you're just staring off. Nobody seems quite sure how to start the conversation. And finally, the Husky just kind of chimes in and goes, look, I'm glad you guys came. I think we got lied to and tricked. We're not... I know what it looks like. We're not bad guys. We're good guys. I'm not putting this right, am I, Rottweiler? Oh, Ribeye. And the big Rottweiler goes, yeah, we're superheroes. We're like full-on comic book superheroes. And then he puts up like the hard rock. And then the Husky kind of looks at him and looks back and goes, I guess we should start with names. My name's Blade. This is Ribeye. This is kind of our junkyard, and we're the road dogs.
Well, Tex, Cowboy Armadillo, and we got a pretty colorful crew ourselves. And I look over at my shoulder at the rest of you guys.
He goes,
so
yeah.
You guys really are dogs, right? Those aren't disguises too?
Ribeye actually looks at you and goes, well, are you an alligator? What if we zipped you open and you were something else? Blade's like, I'm sorry. Ribeye's just been sitting here talking about what if you zipped open and then you were somebody else inside and then possibly zipped open again. He's got a real fear of Russian dolls.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. How is there 2 of them?
Ribeye's
I throw my hat down, just start stomping around again.
They're legit, guys. They're legit, everybody.
Ribeye was just about to say the same thing. He hits Blade and goes, yeah, they're on the level. And then he walks up for another one of those predator handshakes with you that you already did. Like, he puts it out again. Come on. You know you wanna.
I do.
I look over at Blade and you got any tequila back there?
It's like... It's pretty hard to drink with the snout. But you guys, they ask clasp, and they just start, like, flexing, and they're just standing there for, like, a good minute, like, trying to outflex each other in their predator handshake. The Blade walks up and goes, look, let me tell you about us. You guys can tell us about you, and then maybe we can come to an understanding on what happened out there. And then basically he just goes into a story. He basically tells you that, like, he and his partner, Ribeye, were adopted by a junkyard owner. This junkyard owner, an old man who worked the junkyard basically alone. They had to scrap this truck. The truck had some goo in it. The goo got broken open, and sure enough, Ribeye and Blade were born to mutants. And basically, once they were born to mutants, the old man kind of like taught them the junkyard game. But the old man was also a retired police officer. So he also instilled in them this overwhelming sense of justice. I'm sorry, he was retired state highway patrolman. He instilled in them an overwhelming sense of justice, as well as a all-encompassing knowledge of automobiles and how they worked. And unfortunately, he was then killed, gunned down in the street, running an errand. Nobody found the killers. So, of course, the road dogs were born. They used the scrap around them to build themselves their super badass Charger mega car, and now they fight road crime as Ribeye and Blade, still searching for their long dead master's killer. But they seem that when he finishes the story, he just looks at you and goes, "Look, we're not above making mistakes, though." And a few days ago, this woman came in. She looked Middle Eastern, but with dyed blonde hair. She basically told us about you, and I was suspicious, but she showed us all this footage, this highway camera footage of you guys, basically tearing up the roads, and that you guys were coming into our area. She also threatened to reveal our secrets if we didn't help you, but said that it was on the level because at the end of the day, you guys were bad guys. So, hey, we figured you guys were bad guys, keep our secrets safe, but also take down some very dangerous highway criminals. Unfortunately, I think we were very, very wrong about that. And then Bert just kind of looks at you, Tex, and goes, Barbie. It's got to be Barbie again.
I'm sorry, my new friends, but you're absolutely right. That was not a very nice woman, very honest woman.
Bert also chimes in and just goes, "The bird's right. She's very bad news." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of coming to understand that. Look, I don't know what happened to us with whatever was going on, whether that was her or something else, but you all helped us save people. So you're not what we thought you were. But I know this. She's got contingencies. You're not going to make it out of Indianapolis without dealing with her. And we want to help."
Well, listen, guys.
He finally breaks the handshake. They've been handshaking the entire time.
Their legs have got to be so sore at this point.
Like Ribeye rubs his bicep but smiles because he wasn't the one that broke the shake.
I still want an eye contact, but listen, guys. Don't beat yourself up about being bamboozled. There's nothing wrong with being tricked. Everybody gets tricked. The thing is you gotta open your eyes. And you can't let it happen again. Don't get fooled again, boys. And the one way I can tell you to learn, there's this little thing, it's called The Conspiracy of Life. It airs every Thursday night. And it'll really teach you about what to watch out for, all these people like this Barbie that are working for unknown organizations that are hiding in the darkness and are run by huge cabals. And you watch it more and more, you're going to learn about these things. You're going to learn about the reasons that we, people like us and freaks like Tex over here exist. And it's a mystery, but I'm solving it day by day. And I'm going to break this case wide open. And I'm going to open the eyes of everybody on this planet.
Just Blade is staring at you, mouth agape, as you finish this tirade of propaganda, of self-propaganda. And he just, stares at you like, "Okay, I will add it to my Spotify playlist." And then he looks back at you guys and goes, "Look, we want to make up for what we did. So not only can we help you fix your truck, but we've been working on something. Why don't you guys come with me?"
All along.
All right. He kind of walks with you guys. You guys follow him and Ribeye. Ribeye actually he hangs back with Ruby and he just goes, "You guys are gonna like this. Trust me."
Are you trying to tell us about some cool thing or something?
No. I don't do podcasts.
All right, well, we'll see.
I do cars, more cars. You guys round the corner, And what you see there is like an old VW. You know, one of the old VW RVs, the smaller ones, like the smaller campers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Mystery Machine van.
Yes, like the Mystery Machine van, exactly. Basically, they have started to retrofit it with armor to dope it up, to set it up. And Bert just looks at it and looks at them and goes, "Look, we noticed you guys have way too many people in that truck, so we figured you could use another vehicle, especially if we're going to be dealing with whatever this Barbie you've been talking about has gotten planned. So if you guys want to pitch in and help, we can fix it up." And then he looks at you, Tex, and goes, "And you and me, we got to talk about something else."
What might that be?
He's like, "You come with me, Ribeye. You show them." And then Ribeye kind of like takes Bert Roswell over to the VW bus to show it. But he takes you around the corner to your chopper, the motorcycle. It is fucked up, like super fucked up. It was in the pileup, but he's like, "Look, I saw it go down. We were on our way out. I shot one of our grapplers, and I was able to drag it out of there.
Maureen.
It needs some work, but you guys are happy to stay here, and I don't think Barbie's going to show up here. I think she's going to set some up for you guys coming out of Indianapolis. So I think we got time. And anyway, she would be absolutely dumb to come here, if you know what I mean."
I take a look around the property. I'm guessing you have outfitted this place to be quite defensible.
He smiles and kind of leans back, and he's like, "Look, we don't just do cars. We got a couple of contracts. I mean, that's why the old man was dealing with the mutagen stuff in the first place. So let's just say we get access to some degraded weaponry that we then make undegraded."
Well, it's not exactly the Alamo, but it'll do.
All right. You guys all... Yeah. So, Ruby, what are you doing during all of this?
I'm kind of like sitting back because, I mean, that car hit me.
Yeah. You got fucked up. I understand. You kind of walk away from all this, like, happy that it happened, but you've got a headache. You're feeling pretty dinged up. You're bandaged and whatnot, but still, you got hit by a car today. It's been a rough day. So you kind of walk away, and as you get back to the truck just to kind of lay down, and Lila's kind of sitting there, and she looks really sad, and she's just kind of looking at you and kind of like twiddling her thumbs and just goes, "Ruby, I'm so sorry. I just didn't want you guys to kill each other. I heard you got really hurt, and it's my fault, and I'm so sorry." And you can see like tears kind of rolling down her face.
It's okay, little one. I mean, we all have our emotions, and sometimes they just get out of control. I understand. I mean, these are just bumps and bruises and scratches. They all heal.
She's like, "I know, but I'm sorry. You guys got hit. You got hit by a car, and Roswell got hit by a truck, and everybody got hit by something, and it's because of me. I just didn't want everybody to kill each other."
Again, we all make mistakes, honey. It's okay. Let's just next time make a little bit more of a better decision.
She starts to break down and she starts to cry, and she just goes, "I'm just so sick of everybody around me trying to kill each other all the time. That's everybody. That's what they're doing, and I don't understand why. They're just all trying to kill each other, or run away from killing each other, or run to killing each other, and it's just." And she just kind of starts to blubber.
Oh dear. It's a lot to take in at your age. I understand completely, but you'll understand later on as you get older. You'll understand why. It's just, we're not trying to really hurt each other. We're just trying to take care of the bad guy.
She just kind of like, she keeps crying. She doesn't know what else to do. She doesn't she doesn't understand it. She doesn't have the faculties yet to understand.
Dear, dear. I'll let's just sit here and I'll comfort you. And I kind of like take my arm, my winged arm, and kind of just rub the back of her head and kind of like coddle her a little bit.
Okay. All right. You kind of like cradle her and coddle her and mother a little bit, and it does make her feel a little bit better. She apologizes a couple more times, and yeah, you feel a little bit better about how that situation went. But these ladies, these girls have been through absolutely a ton, and you're not exactly sure that their life's gonna get any better when you guys make it to fucking California. So, yeah. At this point, yeah, I think we're good, guys. I think we're gonna end it there. I think this is a good time because what's about to happen is chaos, road chaos again. There's no way that that's not gonna happen. But yeah, we're gonna take like your characters will take a couple of days to like fix up the motorcycle and put the new VW camper together, which will be the car that Ruby drives, putting her driving skills to use. And then you guys will have a chaser so that I don't have to figure out how you guys are all sleeping in that one semi-camper.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, there you go. I hope you guys all had fun. I know it was a smaller session today. But again, everybody's tired, and yeah, yeah.
Oh, it was a blast.
If we go any further, we're going to be playing for another hour and a half, and I don't want to do that. So we will be back next month with more TMNT and other Strangeness. I do kind of want to thank Jon Snow for the comments, maybe, and then obviously Asylum 66 for interacting. I appreciate you guys. And then other than that, it's time for everybody's favorite part of any internet show, the plugs. Philbilly, anything you want to plug, buddy?
If you have, well, it'll be coming out next week. We did a short update on the rules for our Astral Drive game. So if you want to check that out, we'll be getting back into the role playing on that soon. Life's been crazy, so other than that, that's all I got. And yeah, that's it. Oh, check out also, I always try to remember to plug it. It's Wiz and Zach's show, but the Sanctorum. It's a really good show for all you guys that are into the TTRPG side of things.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Tex, what would you like to? I'm sorry, Wiz, what would you like to?
I would like to plug, of course, the Wizard's Rest Pit, as always. This episode and all other shows, TTRPG stuff done on this channel can be found there. I'm currently in the process of trying to add a few things. It takes a little bit to build websites, and we got a few new shows going on. They should all be there by this weekend. Very excited about that. We do have another Sanctorum tomorrow.
We do, and it's going to be awesome. We talk about Touchstone, which I'm super excited about. Cyrus Wright, who just seems to be able to produce a game every third or fourth day.
Real quick, I want to say to the chat that I was spinning my dice in my hands, and I didn't realize what that looked like when it wasn't on camera. And
I saw it. I didn't want to say anything. I saw it. And I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to like stop the entire game to talk about that for like 10 minutes.
I just was reading the chat. I'm like, oh god, that probably looked terrible. I swear to God, I was just spinning a metal dice between my fingers.
I want to point out the man who is commenting on it is on a show with me and constantly like makes noises and grunts during that show. That could be anything. So he has no room to talk about you spinning your dice. Let's put it that way. So, a Hope Child, what do you want to plug?
If you guys would love to check out some sublimated items. I make some great gifts. I am now. Let me unblur my camera. 1 second, guys.
I got it. I got it up here. Right here.
Okay.
We both got our cups up.
Yeah.
Up. Cups up.
I have the tumblers, so come check those out. And then also, I'm now doing some wind spinners. So they've got some really cool designs and stuff on them. So, I have a show this coming Saturday if you are here local. In Freedom Township at the town hall, I will be there set up, selling some wonderful gifts.
That's Freedom Township in Ohio.
Yes.
Don't go to like Freedom Township into Indianapolis because you're not gonna find it.
And of course, I'm always looking for new people that are looking for fun gifts to give out to loved ones, so I can make some pretty great design.
Well, that I can speak to the quality of hers. You saw my cup. She makes wonderful things. As for me, these fine gentlemen below me have plugged most of the things coming out for me. If I am to plug anything, please check out our Doctor Who Actual Play podcast, which is airing right now. We're up to 4 episodes. It comes out every Monday at 8 a.m. Hope Child's in that one, so check that one out. You can also check out our quick... It's only 15-minute episodes. It's wonderful 15-minute episodes. Me and Wizards Respite played Last Tea Shop again, and we call Last Tea Shop The Endless Road. We're doing 1 episode per customer in that, so it takes about 15 minutes. Right now I'm doing all the customers. He's the tea shop owner. Then we're going to switch for season 2. That's a lot of fun, so please check those out. Other than that, you can find our merchandise and Wizards merchandise at wizardsrespite.com.
I actually have a shirt on today.
Yay!
Hey.
Yes. Model it. Model it for us. Quantity, not quality.
T-shirt. So,
William Houlihan did an unboxing video for it.
I saw that.
It was so amazing. I was like, this is awesome. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate it.
and it's very comfortable too.
I'm eventually gonna get the shirts. I don't have my own shirts, but eventually I'm gonna get my own shirts.
Okay, I'll be your model. Not a problem.
And then finally, I have, as Phil was talking about, Astral Drive is played on Single Mod, which is my personal TTRPG system. We didn't play that tonight. We played Palladium's TMNT with some heavy homebrewing. But if you are somebody who likes a simple TTRPG, but at the same time one with really fun build mechanics, please check it out. It's only $3 right now until next Thursday, I think, because we just released the 2.0 rules, which finally puts the game in a place where I am extremely proud of it. So please check that out. Other than that, you can find everything we have to offer. Other than that, check out everything we have to offer. You can also reach us on Facebook at Old Man Gaming DH. You can reach us on X at Old Man Gaming 9. You can reach us on Discord. The link is in the description below. Influence this and all of our shows from there. You can check out Wizards Respite at wizardsrespite.com and all the awesome TTRPG stuff there, as well as this show and other shows that we do TTRPG style. Check out Created with Love at Created with Love with Jackie Race on Facebook. And then finally, as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we'll come making them. See you guys next month with more TMNT.
Later.
Night, folks.